Folks, it's the 5-minute challenge, and this time it's about leadership. So for the next 5 minutes I'm going to talk to you about leadership. Right, what's leadership about? Leadership is really about influence. To influence someone you have to have some power and authority. You've got Steve Jobs on there, and he had a lot of leadership, but he got that from his personal power and his organizational power. Okay, now there's an awful lot talked about it, but look at this quote from a reading that you've looked at. Perrow, the burning cry in organizations is for good leadership, but we have learned that beyond a threshold level of adequacy, it's extremely difficult to know what good leadership is. Isn't that funny? We spent 50, 100 years, maybe thousands of years, looking at leaders from Julius Caesar right down to New Zealand and whatever, and we still don't really know what it means. Let's look at this model here. Now, I said that you need power, and power isn't something, a dirty word. Without some power and authority is a form of power, you don't get anywhere. You can't influence the people in your group. So what we've got is two sources of power. We've got personal power, and then we've got organizational power. Now, just take yourself as a student. You've got no organizational power. So where do you get your personal power from? Your skills, your portfolio, the things that you can do for an organization. So when you walk out to an organization, you have only personal power. You get a job in the organization. Now, in that job, they give you organizational power. You've got a position. You've got a role. You've got authority. Now, so there's two sources of power, and managers have power, and that comes from the organization. But they must also have the personal power. Okay, let's go on and look at a model, some models and theories of leadership. Okay, what have we got? Well, we've spent a long time looking at leadership, trying to figure it out. So we started off with this trait theory from the French word trait. Okay, and what that really can be summed up is it's about what managers are. So we started looking for tall, dark, handsome, the John Kennedys of this world, the Hitlers of this world, the Churchills of this world, and we said, well, they're successful, let's look at what they are. But we found there's no correlation between that and performance. Some were fat and some were thin, some were good looking, some were ugly, and some were bad speakers. Clement Attlee, a Labour Prime Minister after the war, eclipsed Churchill in England. He was a little guy with a pipe, and he mumbled, and he was a bad speaker. Churchill was a great orator, but they'd had enough of him. There's no correlation between what people are and their ability to perform. Okay, the second set of theories are what we call behavioral theories. Now, this is more about what leaders do. So what do these leaders do? Not what they are. They could be fat or tall. And we came to the conclusion they do two things. They're good at working with the tasks, so they can organize things, they can manage the content, but they're also good with people. So we have things like managers who are good with their technical abilities and their people abilities. Go look at Blake and Mouton's managerial grid. Go look it up in the books, because what they do, they've got a matrix which is 9 squares by 9, 81. On one side's the task, on the bottom is the people. Where's the best style of leadership? 9-9 at the top right hand corner. Well, we've cracked it then. No, we haven't, because in some organizations it's good to be 9-9, high on people, and in others it's better to be high on tasks. So we still didn't come up with the answer, so we moved to a third set of theories which we call contingency. So contingency theory is really about it all depends, the style of leadership depends on the situation, depends on the people you manage, it depends on whether people like you, it depends on the technology, it depends on the task is structured or unstructured. So we come in a full circle, say every situation, the leadership style will depend on unique contingency factors. Okay, last theory here, Hershey and Blanchard, go look it up. Right, basically 4 styles. When you've got an immature group and they don't meet very often, tell them what to do. They get a bit better, sell. Third quadrant, participate. In the last one, a high performing team, back off, delegate, leave them get onto it. Look at this theory. It's an interesting one of bringing groups and leadership together, and again I've got in under 5 minutes.